Hi everyone, welcome to episode 21 of the Yarnivore podcast. I am Sadie, also known as Sadie Ruin on Twitter and Instagram, and Blue Ruin on Ravelry. Our group on Ravelry is the Yarnivorous group, Yarnivorous, I believe. Don't quote me. I think that's everything. Is that everything? It's everything for now. I'm having some mouth pain, so if I'm like, a lot, I've got a dentist appointment on Monday, I'm not too thrilled about. So here we go. Ready? I have two finished objects. Two. Which is kick ass. Sorry, it's kick butt. It's awesome, whatever it is. The first one is not yet blocked. I was going to block it, but this week's been really weird here on the island, where we had a power outage that was very, very long and annoying, and now the internet is up and down. So if this takes until tomorrow to get up, you know why. Second cup of coffee. That's right, I have a Pinkie Pie cup. Pinkie Pie is awesome. And before we get started, I suppose I'm wearing my Across the Pond. Smooth it down over my bosom, shall I? It is a pattern by Mina Phillip, purchasable on Ravelry. The top is Knitter's Nightmare Yarn in the Batty Sock in the Splatterpunk colorway. Here, I'll take it off. I'll put it back on, but I'll take it off right now. And the bottom is, again, Knitter's Nightmare. That's naturally dyed portion, and I forget the colorway name because it's been sitting in my stash for quite some time. I know it's something to do with bats, because that's who I am. Okay, so, first finished object, which is not blocked, and I realized something as I was sitting there looking at my finished object. Here it is. It's the Beachwood cowl by Ilga Leha. And this was my March Unicorns Unlimited Brown Baguette wool along. It's got some lovely drop stitches, some yarn overs. It's very simple. It's nice. I did it out of, I believe I did it on a US 4, or no, a US 7, 6, 4mm. Well, it was a 4mm needle, I believe. It's in my pattern notes. And this is hand spun. It is No Makers in the Maleficent colorway. And that's the bottom. That's the top. I still have enough left over. I might make myself like a calorimetry or something, because I love calorimetries. I know that fad has long since passed, but my top is crooked. I know that the calorimetry fad has long since passed because everybody and their uncle was making a calorimetry, but I still love them. And they still are really nice. They fit your head. You can wrap them around so you don't have to screw up your bangs if you wear bangs, which I do because I hate my forehead. That was a long ramble. It is nice and squishy, but are you seeing what I'm seeing? Like, see the colors? We've got some lime greens and some purples. They've been muted because there is a silk content into this. Are you noticing this? Lime green and some purples? Are you? Just, yeah? I looked in my project queue, or in my project page, because I'm trying to stay on top of it, so I do put a lot of things in my project page. So if you were curious about a pattern and I've been horrible about something, there should be a pattern page associated with it. Or you can, of course, comment on the thread, and I will, tell you. Or you can just comment on the thread because you feel like it. I feel so much better after everyone sharing their fears. Some of their fears align with my fears. Nemo, you and me, we're gonna cross bridges together. And I'm glad I'm not the only one who's freaked out by monkeys. And clowns. Serial killers and clowns, man. They're like that. And so I looked at my project page. I have like 5 or 6 projects recently, like within the last little bit, that have these colors in them. I have this. I have my cowl. I have my brioche-licious, or brioche chevron cowl that I'm making. That one has muted purples and a bright green. The socks I just finished are a purple green variant. The biscotti and biscotti C, Biscotti and Company, French. That yarn was purple and green. I have done a lot of purple. I think it's like 5 or 6. It's seriously, it's nuts. And they're all like in the last little bit. So it looks like the only color palette. Here, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it on up. It seriously, it's like, look at all of my finished projects. They're all purple and green. What? I didn't think I was that. Okay, I know I don't knit pink, but seriously? Wait, no, I don't want my hand spun. Why am I shouldn't be trusted to press buttons while I'm recording. It's just, there's too much going on. Yeah, okay. So, oh, and the labyrinth socks I made with yarn from Jess, because I love it, it's purple and green, of course. So if you look at these, okay, right? Look. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. What? Okay, so I have to break out of this slump. I've got to knit something that is not purple and green. It's not purple and green. I'm gonna knit something completely different. I forgot something. I forgot something that I put in my closet already. Oh well, you don't need to see that. Whatever. So this I finished. I love it. It's the Beachwood cowl. It is a pay-for pattern. However, if you have old issues of the knitting calendar where they do patterns, I believe it was 2010 or 2008. It's in October. Just look through your Octobers. You may have this. And yeah, so I made it. I've done a few of her patterns. I really like her patterns. And I have a few more that I'm going to do. Because I'm trying to... Whoa. Let's just shake everything, shall we? It's precariously placed, but I have better lighting because everything is precariously placed, right? Like, I look better. Look at me. I'm wonderful. So, precarious placement means better lighting, so that's just what we do. It is 3 o'clock. I've got an hour till I have a update, so I will probably record this and then... fix that because I've taken the pictures. They just need to be moved over and blah 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 blah. Okay, so that is one finished object. The other finished object is still moist, so bear with me. They're moist because they are being blocked because they're going away to a friend who's going through a rough time. And these are. Is there any? Here's one. Ta-da! Here's the other. These are the Petty Harbor socks. They are fraternal, not identical. And the pattern is by, oh, for Pete's sake, this is why I shouldn't close the dang thing. It's got all the information. This is the Petty Harbor, which I erroneously called Pretty Harbor the first week I did it, by Raina Curtis. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. It's beautiful, it's quick, it's easy, it's memorizable. I'll probably do another set of these. And I did a 9. I did it on US 1 2.25 millimeter needles. And I loved it. This is the Knitter's Nightmare Boogeyman Sock Blank. This is the Not All Who Wander Are Lost colorway. And yeah, I have about a quarter to a third left. These are a size 9, and I did a really tall top for me. Usually I don't do it this high. So yeah, this is what finished. It was pair 9 cast on, but it's finished pair 7, I believe. Hi, Beat-a-Bug. So yeah, these are going to go with me to Saskatoon. These are going with me to Saskatoon. Hello, Saskatoon viewer. There's actually a viewer in Saskatoon. How awesome is that? Who goes to my university, which I miss. Oh, I miss. I don't know why I missed it. I spent most of the time sleeping on the radiators. Seriously, I had my friends wake me up before class because I'd have class in arts and I'd fall asleep on the radiator right as soon as you come up. Anywho, it's not really relevant to anybody, but I spent a lot of time sleeping, running across the bowl, and communing with the animals in geology. There were a pair of bearded dragons who me and a friend of mine named Simone de Beauvoir and Pancake, and we would go visit them when we were hiding and discussing life, because, you know, when you're 20, you hide out and you discuss life and get drunk and hungover, and oh, the memories. So those socks are coming with me to Saskatoon, and I'm going to mail them to my friend who lives in Canada, because I figure it's cheaper for me to go to Canada and mail them than to mail them from here, which is probably true, because, let's face it, the conversion isn't that bad. I'm probably gonna, it's easier for me, so that's what I'm doing, because, yeah. So, works in progress. Works in progress. Let's start with what's up here. My birdie bag by Fat Squirrel Fibers, which is gorgeous. I have my Cozy Memories blanket. I know I've added this square. I believe this square is the other one I've added, and I started another one. So I am slow going, but I'm getting there. This is just a random blue I believe my mother-in-law gave to me, and this is the 3 little crows. I don't know if they're dying anymore, and the one I just started is Malabrigo sock. And I've still got a giant bag full. I don't even know why I showed it, because I felt the need to, because I feel like I didn't get any work done this week on anything, but I did. I just don't feel like I did. So there's that. The other thing that got worked on, you see they're on both sides now, is the Brio Chevron. Brio Chevron cowl by Stephen West, which is out of Knitter's Nightmare Haunted DK in the Electric Funeral and Toxic Green colorways. So you've got your Toxic Green on one side, your Electric Funeral on the other. So you can either be toned down or toned up, because apparently, see, green and purple. See, the greens and the purples. I have a theme. I have a theme, and this is my theme. And I like knitting this. Now that I've knit a couple rows, I'm actually getting the gist of it. So it probably will come to Canada with me. It is in my lovely bag with my gorgeous Batty Bats. My Batty Bats. Cheer. Didn't get too much done on that, but that was because of this one. This one really took most of my time. And you can see Beetle has slept on it. Look at that. Look at that. This is why I have bags, so that doesn't happen to my knitting. Okay. So in my bag, I have the Bailey's Irish Cream, which I have shown you many times. Would you like me to show you again? I can. I can bring it up on my thingamajigger. Thingamajigger. Which is taking forever. My PDF expert is loading so slowly. Bet you like my singing. Work where you are. No, go away. Thank you. And I don't know if that's gonna... So that's the Bailey's Irish Cream. It's a basic raglan. You knit the... Blah, 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 blah. You learn how to talk before you podcast. That's what you do. You knit the arms before you knit the body, and then you knit the yoke up, right? This is for the SSK Knitalong 3, which is Thea Coleman, who's Baby Cocktails, who is the person who designed the Bailey's Irish Cream sweater. Ironically enough, being lactose intolerant, I can't have Bailey's. This is the only kind of Bailey's I can have. And it's fine. I don't miss the Baileys. I don't miss the Kahlua, both of which I can't have. I don't drink very much. So, this is the kind of Baileys I can have. And last time, I believe I had a sleeve. I believe last time I showed you this guy. I had a sleeve. I'm not sure, or maybe I didn't have a sleeve. Had I just finished it, or had I not? Either way, I had one sleeve. Now I have two sleeves. Two completed sleeves. The sleeves are done. Done sleeves. Okay? That is the hardest part of a sweater for me because I hate doing sleeves. Seriously. I don't know what it is. It's a mental block because it's not that bad knitting on circulars or doing magic loop or doing DPNs. Like these are not problems for me. I have a block where I cannot seem to get past sleeves. So knitting the sleeves first has kind of helped. And so I knit the sleeves and then I was like, yay, sleeves are done. And so I started knitting the body. And there's no way I'm going to be able to open it up too much for you. Meh. The cry of the individual who is stressed out. Meh. Make the sound of a dying giraffe. Oh. Okay, if you got that movie reference, you're perverted, and I love you. Okay. So the back is just plain. Here are my waist shaping markers. And I'm doing the waist shaping on the back. That's where the waist shaping is called for. I usually, because I am a apple, I don't go in, I go round. So I usually don't do waist shaping in the front because I need to not have tightness there. Let's just put it that way. If it's on the boobs, it's fine because then they look good. But if it's on the gut, I know. Oh, no. Not happening. I'm not showing that shit off. Just not. It's not happening. And I'm swearing a lot today. I apologize. But if it's at the back, I need it. Like Amy Herzog and her Fit to Flatter and Custom Fit and all that stuff has taught me, not me personally, she wasn't like, hey Sadie, this is what you need to do. But has taught everybody through her Craftsy class, which is awesome and you should take, that if you may need just shaping in the back, but don't omit the shaping completely if you don't need, like if you, just don't do it. Put some shaping somewhere if you can. If you don't feel comfortable, that's fine. But if you don't want to be wearing a box, put some shaping somewhere. So I'm doing the shaping in the back. That's fine by me. And then the front sides. So one side has the cables going one way, and the other side has the cables going the other way, which, by the way, is really hard to keep track of when your brain is gone. So there's the other side. Very lovely, lovely pattern. And then you've got the cable running up and down the side, and then you pick up your button band off of here. Now, it calls for a flipped hem. Not happening. Those things suck in. Do I need sucking in over the widest part of my body? No. Do I particularly want ribbing? Not really. But it is the best solution for me that I have found. So I did a tubular cast on and a 1x1 rib. I didn't go down a needle size because I didn't want it to suck in. I just wanted it not to roll up on itself. I did that for 1 inch before starting the pattern. Simple, simple, simple. So this was basically what I spent a lot of time working on. Lot of time. Which was good. Like, I mean, okay, I finished sleeves, I got started on the body. I want to have this finished by the time I come home from visiting my mom. And I'm at a point where I'm not sure if this is you or if it's just me, but there are some patterns that have the at the same time, blah. At the same time, blah. Some will go at the same time. Others will switch the entire way the pattern is written, like knit 2, decrease 1, knit 5, decrease 2. This is your, it explains it and it puts it into a new format for you so you're not doing at the same times, like again and again. This is an at the same time pattern and they kind of grate on. No, it's a great pattern. It's well written. My brain is shot right now. It's so shot. Like, it's been so busy. Bebop just went in for his 5-week blood work and he's doing okay. His kidneys are taking a hit. He's 15 years old this year. He's got advanced cardiac. His heart's failing. He has a heart murmur. He has an anxiety disorder. He's got dementia. He's in the twilight of his life, and I'm just making him happy, and that is going to kill off his kidneys. So you do what you got to do, and you make your decisions as you go. He is happy, and aside from the fact that his teeth are really disgusting, which he can't have cleaned, I can brush them, but that's it. And the vet's like, you know what? He's got dirty teeth. He eats dental bones. You brush, you're fine. Which is basically just him chewing on the little thing you stick on your finger, but whatever. There's nothing that can be done that we aren't doing to keep him happy and comfortable. In the meantime, we have to hope that the Prozac and the drugs to keep the water off of his heart don't kill his kidneys. There's your depressing for the day. But we're back. I've got, I want to say 4.5, 5 inches of the body done. And yes, this took most of my time because I had to figure out everything and set up at the same time. If you look at, okay, there, quick. You can't, if you freeze frame that and you can figure out how to do the pattern based off that, you're a genius. But as you saw, I write all over it, and I've got different counters everywhere. In some ways, I miss printed patterns because at least then you could have like one over post-it notes you wrote on. Now I'm writing directly on the pattern, and it's like, fudge. Can't handle it. Do you like that? Do you like how I do the swear? This is on US 3.75 millimeter needles. What is that in US? US 5, 3.75 millimeter needles. It is out of Barocco Vintage DK and in a numbered colorway. I started knitting the Aslan, whatever, sweater by Amy Herzog out of this, and I completely lost the mojo, had like half the front done, and just completely gave up and frogged it, right? I am almost done the part I frogged. This is all I have left from the part I frogged, so I had gotten pretty far when I gave up. Here's to hoping I don't give up. This turns out, and it fits me, because usually I have multiple problems with sweaters. My mom has a few of my sweaters. I know I gave Alicia one or two. Like, here's to hoping this fits. And apparently it's just said something near me. Eventually I will cover it in crap. So those are my work in progress. Oh, I also have my Cyndi Lauper themed stripy socks, which are on the Zine base by Desert Vista Dyeworks. I am still on the foot. It's still road knitting. I think we might see Zootopia. And if we go see Zootopia, I'll probably finish this. The problem is, if I finish this in a movie theater, like, I mean, okay, so usually I knit to about here on me, and then I do a toe, so that's not far. I may have to finish this before we go, because, yeah, I can't be sat in a movie theater without something to do with my hands. This is the sparkly base. It's a 4-stripe colorway. It is awesome. It is called Cyndi. If you don't already own Desert Vista Dyeworks yarn, you should just go buy some, because it's self-striping awesomeness. The quality is amazing, and yeah, there's your little Desert Vista Dyeworks infomercial. Seriously, I will pay for it. There's some stripy companies I will not buy from because it's like, oh, whatever. The quality is not what I want. Okay? I can buy Patton's Croy for $5 a thing. If I have a coupon, I can get it even cheaper. If I wait for a sale, I can get 2 for $5. So why am I spending $30 on stripy yarn? It better damn well have the quality. So I do when it comes to Susan, because I love her. Okay. Now we move along. We move along to the miscellaneous. So I will show you some of the stuff that's up in the shop or going up. We have a couple of sock lengths. These are so hard to take photographs of. I love this. Look at this. And there's the other side, and then the underside. I can't take proper pictures of this. This is number 1, and I guarantee you it does not look as good in the shop, because I need to get one of those photo boxes. It's on my list of things to get done, but that is Pollock Blue number 1. Number 2 sold, and this is Pollock Blue number 3. I haven't rolled them yet. I just, like, look at this. Look at how, I just love this stuff. So it's got the gray, it's got the, and just some pinks and some teals and some aquas. I don't know, this might be my next color palette that I get obsessed with, because you know that's who I am. So I was texting back and forth with Christy, Knitswear Tink, who's one of my home slices, and I said I'm calling them my Pollocks because they remind me of, and she goes, derogatory term for Polish people? I was like, no, Jackson Pollock. So yes, these are named after Jackson Pollock, the expressionist. Expressionist? Yes. So, and I'll probably just keep naming them that way unless there's something special about them. In the shop at 4 o'clock today, Pacific. So by the time you see this, these will be up. They may be gone, but they will be up. We have more Oi with the Poodles, which will be appearing on the Iron Maiden base, which is an 80/20 Superwash BFL nylon combo, which I love. We have some Electric Funeral, of course. We have, this is a naturally dyed yarn. It's called Palace's Mastiff, which of course is a kind of bat. We also have this naturally dyed yarn, which is kind of like a warm taupe, which is called Raffinesque, which is also a kind of bat. This one, those are both on Batty Sock, which is the 80/20 Superwash Merino nylon. This is on Iron Maiden, which is 80/20 Superwash BFL nylon. And this one is called Victorian Corset. And last but not least, I really like this one. I might have to keep one. This is Sunset on the Sound, which is a reference, of course, to Puget Sound, because it's got all those gorgeous sunset-y colors over the water, with the evergreen trees in the background. And those are going, I am bra issues. I am bra issues. That is me. Okay, so as I said before, we're going to be doing a knit-along. It will start April 1st. It will run till the end of May, the last day of May. And anything started beforehand within reason. Like, I mean, if you cast off on April 1st, if you cast off the first week of April, chances are, unless you started it in April, you probably shouldn't include it if it's a big piece, because that just seems unfair. But anything else started beforehand, if you work on it for a considerable amount of time or whatever, and you finish it in April or May, enter it. The requirement for it is, it's going to be the April Shower Mayflower, ASMF. It sounds like something really dirty. The April Shower Mayflower Knit-Along, which is anything yarn-based, so you could weave, you could spin, you could knit. And the only requirement for it is it has to either the yarn colorway name or the pattern you use has to have a reference to rain, showers, a flower type, or flowers, or floral. It's pretty loose, right? So April showers, May flowers for the entire 2 months. And there may be a little shaking, but here, I'll show you what one of the things is, because I held this back because I knew I was going to be doing a knit-along. It does have a couple blips, so it's not like 100%. I also was kind of worried about that, but I don't think it's enough to affect anything. I kept a skein of Girls Just Wanna. As you can see, there are a couple blips there. It's only in the last color. It's on the giant base, which is 100% Superwash Merino, 490 yards, and it is a 4-stripe colorway progressive. Girls Just Wanna have, it's, here, if I show you right there, it's black, electric purple, fuchsia, and then this peachy pink. Very Cyndi Lauper. So that's going to be one of the prizes. If you would like to donate prizes, feel free to contact me. I'm sure I'll whip up a few other things for prizes, but that's just to give you a hint of what's going on. I'll open those threads at the end of March, beginning of April. There will be a chatter thread and an FO thread, and I'll probably draw for both. prerequisite, you have to be a member of the group, blah, blah, blah. That's not really a big issue. And just because I've been telling you what I've been up to in Readingville, I finished Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee, which is the follow-up to Kill a Mockingbird. I understand where the problems are coming from when it comes to people and their interpretations of whether or not this book should have been published and why it's so problematic. But I think it's still very relevant to the current cultural climate. I think everybody should read it, especially because, without going in and ruining everything, I think it takes on something. I think it takes on the original book and goes, hey, you know, this. And maybe it's not the way maybe it's not what we like. Maybe it's not that we like it. Maybe it's just that this is relevant. I understand why Harper Lee wouldn't have wanted it published. I understand why they would have published it. Do I think it's a money grab? Probably. If you see it in paperback, I still think you should pick it up and read it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and I think it's also a standalone book. If you didn't know the original book, you could easily pick this up and it would still be relevant to you. And then, because that kind of blew my little soul for a bit, I started reading this one by Jonathan L. Howard. It's Johannes Cabal, the detective. I say Cabal. It's the second in the series. I read the first one, which is called Johannes Cabal, the Necromancer, and there's a third one, the Cabal Brothers, which I haven't gotten to. But so I started reading this one. I'm a little bit in. Here's what the first one looks like right here. I know, I'm going to take care of it tonight. The last thing on my mind is the fact that my nail polish is horrible. It is really well written. It's very dark and humorous. The humor is very dry and sarcastic, and I love it. So I think if you liked the Dresden books, you'd probably like this. And speaking of the Dresden books, I happen to know that Awilda, our lovely viewer, Awilda B., who designed a bunch of shawls for all the Doctor Who things, which are really popular, is doing a Dresden book series. She's doing patterns based off of the Dresden Files, and I may or may not have sent her some yarn for those. And they may or may not be really awesome because she sent me some pictures. So I'm just saying, if you're a big fan of the Dresden books and you like knitting based on reading themes, they're coming to you. Also, check out the Johannes Cabal series by Jonathan L. Howard. They're very steampunky. This one has an arrow here. I think I just got past it. Like, this one takes place on an aeroplane, which looks like that. Just to give you an idea. They're fun. They're easy to read before bed. I love it. I love it. Now, Q&A. I will answer one question. I know I got two. And Jess, Kirby Bird. I will show you my Notions pouch on the next round, but I didn't bring it in here. So I can't show it to you this round because I'm evil. But I will show it to you next round. And it will be entertaining, because I find it really entertaining, too. I like seeing what's in people's bags. Like, seriously. I am that person. I am. Okay. Q&A. So I will be doing that one next one. Okay, Awilda. Speaking of Awilda, she has a question for me. Okay, I've got one. We've heard the story of how Petrie got her name, but how about the rest of your clan? Inquiring vets want to know. Alrighty. Well, Beetle, the middle baby, she didn't have a name for the first 10 years of her life. She was actually called the littlest one. The littlest one, or littlest one. And people still refer to her as littlest one. That is her legal name. That is what it says on her vet thing. We still get the royal we. When I lived in Regina, my vet still sent me cards that said the is due for her shots. There. The is due for their shots. She just never had a name. She never grew into a name, so it was always Petrie and the littlest one. For the first year of her life, Petrie and the littlest one, because one was Petrie and one was little. And Beetle definitely grew up to not be the littlest one. She's the biggest cat I have. She became Beetle because after we got Frank, calling her the littlest one seemed silly, and I called her my little beetle. So I'd always go, my little beetle, or my beetle bug, because there was a Volkswagen commercial that was like, beetle, 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 beetle bug. So I called her little beetle, or beetle bug, and of course I had to do it in a stupid accent, because that is who I am. It's like, little beetle. So Beetle, that's how she got her name. We just kept saying Beetle, and subsequently Bug, Beetle Bug, the littlest one, littlest one. So most often than not, she gets called Beetle. But that's only been in the last 10 years, 5 years. She's 18. There's a Petrie sitting there guarding. She wants food, so as soon as I get up, she's meow. Frank was originally supposed to be named Riff Raff, but it turned out she was a girl. And I couldn't do that to Riff Raff. If it had been like Frankenfurter, and then Frankenfurter stuck, and we do call her Frankenfurter, but I also got her the day Frank Sinatra died. And she had blue eyes because her eyes hadn't changed color yet, because, you know, babies, they're born with blue eyes. She was the runt. She was going to be drowned. I'm sorry. I had to take her probably a little bit early. She was old enough that she was pretty much weaned. She was weaned. I didn't have to give her any, like, specialty foods or bottles, but she was too young to have been removed. However, it was that or she was going to die. So, and I got her the day Frank Sinatra died. So she's Frankenfurter, Frank, Fink. She was the fat one for the longest time because she was the biggest. She was 21 inches around, or 20 pounds and 21 inches around. She has lost an asinine amount of weight. She's probably the size of Petrie now. And yeah, so Frank, Frankie, Franklin, just variations on a Frank. But Frankenfurter and a little bit of Frank Sinatra. Bop, who's laying next to me right now, he's still tired from yesterday. He hates car rides. I swear my next dog is going to love cars. I swear. When we brought him home, his original name was Ludo, after, of course, the character in Labyrinth. That did not stick. And again, on his vet card back home, it says Ludo, and we had it changed, so it's like stricken out, and it says Bebop. Then we tried Fizzgig, because that was, you know, the Dark Crystal. He looked like Fizzgig. He still does look, he does the but, so, yeah, that didn't stick either, and Bebop did. And it is a reference to Cowboy Bebop, the anime and manga, although most people will think it's from the Ninja Turtles. And I'm fine with that because I love the Ninja Turtles, and I was a Ninja Turtle girl growing up. That's where it comes from, Cowboy Bebop. And one day I will own a corgi, and I will call him N, and he will be exactly like N from Cowboy Bebop, because Cowboy Bebop was the first manga I read. I love the anime, I love Spike Spiegel. I may still get a beagle and name it Spike Spiegel so I can have a Spiegel Beagle, because it just sounds fun to say. I just want all the pets. But that's how my babies got their names. And that basically breaks down everything I have to say. I should probably let you go so I can upload this and get the update started. There will be no show next week. I will not be here. There will be a show the following week, which will be awesome, and I will be well rested and happy. I hope everyone has a great couple of weeks. Happy knitting, and bye.